What's going on, nerds? This is the best of Monster Bass box.
The best of, was it the last year or all time?
The best, I think,
the best of all time.
time.
Well, I think it's the last like 18 months because like of all time, they don't have all those baits. So of what they have remaining, this box was meant to be like, here were the best baits that we've had in like the last maybe year or so of boxes. I was like, let's go!
Should be amazing.
Did they say voted on by people
They
too?
said voted on by you guys.
So you guys picked these baits. This box is your fault.
Tell me in the comments if you picked these baits.
No, I want to know
wanna
what your favorite bait was.
Who picked these baits?
Is it your fault? No, but I would like to know like what your favorite bait was, because Jeff and I, before we saw the unboxing, before we got this box, we were like, I know what mine were. In my brain, I was like, I know like my top 5, and you had yours,
and it was completely different than what was in here.
Some of them were in here.
There's one or two,
but not all of them. So let's open up this box. Let's see what you guys voted on,
and then we're gonna make a better box than this.
We're gonna make our own at retail. So we gave ourselves 40 bucks, which means these are $36, right?
I think 38.
$38. So
36, 38 bucks for your box.
40.
But that's at wholesale.
Exactly.
Price. And we decided, I think we can do better than this.
For 40 bucks.
For 40 bucks at retail.
Off their website.
We'll show you guys what we got after we unbox this one, and then you tell us which box is better. How about that?
First things first.
What's in here?
There's one bait.
Right off the top, there's a very important, not that one.
That's the one I wanted.
Right off the top, this is the one selling the box this month. Look at that. It's a Whopper Plopper, the only color that matters, Loon, which is black and white, and it's the juice.
It's the best, if not second best size, in my opinion, in the lineup.
It's the 75.
The 75. Now the 60.
I definitely prefer the 90.
Yes, so the 60 is the smallest, and I feel like it does not run true. So I don't love the 60, even though I think it's a cool idea. This is the best for the river.
Bam! 75 is phenomenal. You got a big fat belly fish here. Loon is awesome. It's just topwater. I love black for topwater. It's just like
black and bone are like my favorites.
So good. So it's a Whopper Plopper. I mean, it's the juice.
And Loon is like a cheat code. Like I feel like Loon is maybe the most overlooked color in the lineup.
So that's a win.
It's a huge win. And it's also not a cheap bait. Those river to sea baits, they're usually more expensive, and the Whopper Plopper is the $14 to $18 depending on the size and where you're buying it. So that's a value right off the bat. So, we're not going to beat that.
So far, win. Yeah, we're not competing with that one.
This is a huge one, and this actually was one of my favorite baits in my list of 5, and that was the Baby D-Bomb. Not just the Baby D-Bomb, but in the custom colors that we collabed on initially. Now this one is California Green.
I can't remember who made that.
It's dope, but it's not as dope as I think our version of California Green. So this was the Burly's Candy.
Which is, I mean, come on.
Dude, this is a clear water, but also dark water.
That's the Michigan juice.
Ninja. Now, but this one is pretty darn close. It just doesn't have the chartreuse bottom, so it's a little bit of a darker version of that same deal. So you can see it's got like a green pumpkin tinge to it, and then it's got the red and green. Ours has like red, green, royal, purple flake. This one is just that. This one doesn't have the chartreuse. Still a great color though. And honestly, one of the best trailers. It's a great Carolina, Texas rig. This thing just slaps. The Baby D-Bomb from Missile Baits slaps. And then, I don't know who voted this one.
Who voted for red trebles?
Who voted for red trebles? I think the warehouse voted for red trebles.
The warehouse was like,
the warehouse was like, get these out of here. These things bang, but get them gone. Like, there's nothing wrong with these trebles. These are the KVD triple grip. I actually buy these hooks for all of my jerk baits in sizes 6 and 8. These things absolutely slap. I don't buy red, but you can certainly use these. There's nothing wrong with them, and they are great. Overall, it's a great treble hook.
Okay, so they got to include some body baits in here.
Yeah.
What we ended up with, and this did come in a box, so I mean, obviously all of these came in a box at some point.
Well, you checked one box.
Somebody voted for this. I think it's an okay crankbait. So it's the Bait Lab Ultimate Strike Shad. Ultimate. Now, it's got some pretty cool action. This color is nice and flashy. I mean, it's got the bait fish, a little bit of chrome there. It has this interesting lip design. Which
it does run. It does run.
It does run.
It does run.
It gives it a nice like shimmy action to it, and it's the same lip that we use on like the Rollo and the Monster Bass crankbaits, right? So very similar to that.
Instant gripe. The hooks are too small. I want to see these upsized at least one size, maybe 2 if it doesn't ruin the action. But you know what? It is what it is. That's actually like a common gripe with almost every single crankbait that I get. I at least try and imagine that bait one size up. That's just me.
So this is probably like the top selling Monster Bass bait, right? It's the Alex Rudd edition hammerhead. Comes in creamsicle. I was gonna say orange sherbet.
Creamsicle is the only color that I never got that I was like, I wanted to actually try it.
That's true. I don't have that.
Yeah, I never got the creamsicle. I think it came out later.
So pretty cool color. I mean, there you go. So it's a square bill. Square bills are definitely working this time of year. I think we got good size hooks on here.
That's the one thing I love about the hammerhead square bill is it comes with great size hooks and it is a perfect profile size. I think it's like a Lucky Craft type blank. Yep. The only thing I don't like about the hammerhead is it needs a better clear coat. This is one of those baits that I would re-clear coat myself because I do feel like it gives it a lot more durability. It's still a great crankbait, and it's actually a great value. Like, and you can tell by the baits that they picked in here, they're jamming the value in because you're getting some of those Monster Bass brands, which good stuff, but you're getting a whole extra, maybe two extra baits, and they'll catch fish.
And if you want to know how you clear coat a bait, we did a video on that. Go check it out. Last up, we got two plastics. Okay, this one. Absolute banger.
Sauce.
This one won tournaments in the past. Doesn't get me very excited.
The very far past. So this is actually a bait that Rick brought back from the dead. It was taken off of production. It's called the Hail Craw. Go ahead.
The story is a 10 out of 10.
And the story is great, and I love it. I love the idea. I saved my bag for a long time because I just thought it was a really cool idea and a really cool thing that it did. But this is basically a wormy craw. There's a million ways to do this. I actually, by trimming this down, have caught more rock bass than bass.
Yep, same.
But it works. There's nothing wrong with it. And I mean, what do they recommend it with? As a Texas rig and then a wacky rig. So with Nico. So it is what it is. This thing will catch fish. This was not my favorite.
Now, I don't remember this coming in a box.
I definitely did because I have my other bag. It definitely came in a box.
It came in a box.
And it's a freaking, I think it's a 10-pack?
The Airtail Wiggler, and it is 6.5-inch 10-pack, 6.5-inch worm, shaky head, kind of trick worm, right?
It's a banger. Now, my only gripe with these is almost every one has this little tag. Yeah. See this little tag from the way that they pour it?
They're also
but you can just tear it off, takes half a second. They're all what?
They're all kinked.
Oh, mine is kinked in the same place. I wonder if that's just because it's such a long thing and it's such a short bag. All the ones in the bag are like that. I think that's just the bag. Mine are not like this. But this is a great trick.
Cool.
Your bag sucks. First of all, the color is an absolute banger. This is a great bed fishing bait when you're getting this. This is bed fishing time for a lot of people, or it's about to be May-ish. So this thing's absolutely gonna slap. It's just a high value worm that really works really well. So it's got the big tail there at the bottom. Most of them are not kinked, and it's just a solid worm. Grande bass coming with the value. This, I don't know if it's like the best of all time, but it's gotta be up there.
I'm
not mad about it.
This was a good pick.
And the color was phenomenal pick.
Good. That is the Monster Bass voted as best of box. I think we can do better.
I think ours actually, all our stuff is in the mail. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna transition to our stuff in 3, 2, 1.
Doodaloo, 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 doodaloo. All right, so the shipment is taking for absolute
No, it's not the absolute ever. You know what it is? Jeff lives in a black hole that Monster Bass can't see through. They have tried to ship us so much stuff, and if they ship it to him, it takes either 800 years or is thieved by some thieves. It just doesn't show up. If they ship it to my house, they're like, basically down the road, and I get it in 3 days. So, first of all, Monster Bass.
High economy area, low economy
delete his address. But we're not getting that stuff. So we're gonna film the video so it doesn't come up to you in July. We're just gonna do it like this for now. So what was the first, what did we put in our box?
Here are the baits that we put in our box. Keep in mind, these are all from the Monster Bass site,
At the retail.
At retail price, so we had to squeeze to get 6 baits in at 40 bucks. We wanted to make them good for the time of year, and we wanted to choose baits that, you know, they've shown up in boxes before. Or recently, and that we would consider our ultimately like, the true best.
Our favorites. So this is like our version of the box. Just our votes, no help from you guys or Monster Bass. And then also, we were limited by colors, and we'll explain why. Like I would have picked the Baby D-Bomb, but we had to go another route because they took all those and gave them to you guys. Rude.
So it was out of stock. So some of the baits we would have chosen, out of stock, so we didn't get to choose that. A good example would be like Big Bite Baits BFE. So here's what we wound up with. And you guys, again, let us know, how did we do in the comments below? Is this the
This is a versus, by the way. This is a competition.
Monster Bass's choice of the best box, our choice of the best box.
Your votes versus our votes. Let's go!
All right, so first bait off the top, we had to grab the ZMan Sling Blades. It is spinnerbait time of year. You're gonna catch some hogs on these things, so we figured go with the white chartreuse, which is the safest colorway for anywhere in the country. industry, and it's a great search bait, moving bait, something that's going to give off that flash and get you caught.
Year-round banger, and the Sling Blades is just like a higher-end spinner bait compared to most spinner baits. Now, this one, Jeff has put on a
you don't have to do that,
trailer hook. It doesn't come with it, so it kind of looks more like that. But yes, I mean, hand-tied, great skirts. It's got the I love this type of hook keeper. It absolutely slaps, especially for ZMan type plastics. And then other than the fact that this is like the R bend instead of the circle, they both have their place, they're fine, but this is an absolute banger. One of my favorite spinner baits out there.
So the Sling Blades come in at $9 on the MB
So
website.
we spent up for those. That's how good they are.
So the cool thing is, turns out we have most of these baits, so I don't need to wait for this box to show up. So we can show you anyways. So the next one was an obvious choice.
The Junior.
The KVD Sexy Dog, a Junior, in our favorite topwater color option, which would be black. It's actually called Black Lab. It's a little bit of flash to it. It's pretty cool.
Now the thing about the Sexy Dog Junior is the profile's really, really nice, but it walks almost effortlessly. It casts really well, and it's got the appropriate hooks to hang on to some fish. It's one of the easier walking baits out there. Yes, there are a handful of other ones that I think are easier, but this is like cream of the crop right up there. That was why we were okay. Again, with only 40 bucks, we got almost 50% of our spend in 2 baits because we believe in those baits. Again, one of the all-time best that's ever come in a Monster Bass box. So we actually have the one from the box. This is the 13 Fishing Flat Daddy. I was so excited to get this bait. We got it, I think, in February, January.
Yep.
This was such a surprise. A flat-sided square bill. Great paint job. You can see that rust, like kind of rusty craw, orange on bottom, brown on top. It is pretty loud. It's got like almost like 2 of the 1-knocks in there. But I love the finessey hooks. They are sized appropriately. And then you get that heavy-duty bill with the 3 to 6 foot diver called out on bottom. It's just a really great bait, really high quality. 13 Fishing, I think, is up in the upper echelon of quality, up there with like Arc and some other of those like even JDM baits. I think they do a really nice job, and this is absolutely no exception. Big win for me. $7, so definitely one step below the top of the top. Had to have it.
Working our way down in price, but we're still up there with quality.
Dude, we're on it. Let's go.
Continuing to dig through the arsenal to find these baits.
We had it.
So we had this one, the Strike King Perfect Plastics. This is the Rodent. This is the 4-inch. And we opted for the 4-inch because right now, I mean, if I got this box in April, which is the month of which this box came,
yes,
I'd be starting to think about bed fishing,
yeah,
and I'd be starting to throw something like this, Texas rig or Carolina.
Yes.
Take a look at this baby. So massive 4-inch plastic, you got the big flapping flangy things coming off the sides, so you can break out the claws right there. Tons of action, easy rigging, durable body. These are great baits. Now this is Green Pumpkin, which is the one that came in the box. The choice we went with, which would have been,
it's kind of banger.
Tequila Sunrise would have been the color.
With the red.
It was out of stock. So Tequila Sunrise would be an amazing bed fishing
color.
bait. So we ended up with the Green Pumpkin Blue Craw with red flake.
It's like a swirl.
Yeah. So it's like Green Pumpkin Blue, which is
really cool.
Great combo.
Yeah.
Red flake, awesome.
It was banger. Now,
yeah.
Hold though. There were 3 other baits that were
ahead of
this one. This is a good one. There were 3 other ahead of them. One of them was, this would have been the first choice, the Baby D-Bomb. Regardless of color, this is like one of the best of the best. So this is, but you guys got all these, you jerks.
Yeah,
so that
jokers.
Didn't happen. I would have gone above that with one of these next 2. My next choice would have been the Big Bite Baits, best flipper ever. It's a really versatile bait. This specific color, Tilapia Magic, is unreal, especially for clear water. Then even after that, I would have gone with the Gary Yamamoto Flappin' Hog, but those were sold out, which they should have been. They were a good deal on the site. I personally have 6 bags that I bought from my money because I wanted them. So I'm sorry I took some of those from you. But yeah, we would have gone with a couple ahead, but that was like in straight with that type of bait. Really versatile. You can flip it, you can pitch it, you can drag it. It's just a great bait. So we ended up there. But you want to show them the Flappin' Hog?
There's the Flappin' Hog.
So the rodent, this actually led us to the rodent. This is basically the rodent with 2 extra appendages. They're very similar in size, profile, and action, so it totally made sense. Nothing wrong with the rodent. It's a better value than the Gary Yamamoto. They're more expensive, so.
It allowed for us to still get 6 good high quality baits.
Exactly.
Guess what? We had this one too.
So you knew we weren't gonna make a box without having some Z-Man in it. We always end up here, and it was the trick shots that made it for us. We were close to the Ned rig, but we thought this was gonna be a lot more versatile for some folks, so we went with the trick shots. Super stretchy bait. bait, lasts forever, especially on a drop shot. It's just wonderful on a drop shot. You get the tiny, tiny tail. We were looking at the Big Bite Baits Smalley Smasher. It comes in a big pack, which like Big Bite Baits always delivering the value. Love them. But I think like a 5 or 6 pack of these lasts you actually longer than like a 10 or 20 pack of the Big Bites. So we went with these ones. They're great, and they come in copper truce. We went with green pumpkin goby, which is a great clear water smasher. But yeah, the trick shots had to make it, and those are cheap. Those are $5. Still $5. Awesome value. To pair up, we wanted to put some terminal in because that's how you're kind of able to negotiate and get a little bit of extra value for folks.
It's on point with this box because it came with treble hooks.
Yeah, but
we didn't choose red.
No, well, this one I think makes a lot of sense. So this is a niche piece of terminal, and that is the Spear Point finesse hook, which is really their drop shot hook. So it comes in like a perfect, the 1/0 size, but these Spear Point hooks, you can tell, they have that really unique bend back here, and that actually drives the fish's mouth once you hook them back into that point, makes it a lot harder for the fish to leverage, which when you're on a drop shot, certainly helps. It also makes rigging, I think, really high quality. So I'll show you on it matches up really well with the trick shots. You're just gonna nose hook, really right there, just like that. And with ZMan, you can get away with like the most minute nose hook because you get that stretchy plastic. They don't get pulled off. So that is what your rig looks like, and I'm telling you, that thing is absolutely gonna slap. We have caught
tons
of fish on this setup. Big to small, doesn't matter. And this hook is a really quality hook. So the finesse Spear Point went in there. How much were those? Couple bucks?
Couple bones, a few dineros.
We'll stick with the bones.
They were $5 as well.
$5.
So here's the pricing top to bottom. We got the ZMan Sling blades coming at $9. You got the KVD Sexy Dog Junior at $9. You got the Flat Daddy at $7. You got the Rodent at $5.50. You got the Trick Shots at $5. You got the Spear Point at $5 also.
There you go. $40, 50
Did we
cents.
do it?
We're a little over.
Give us the 50 cents. We deserve it.
Spot us 50 cents. I think we actually did a really good job, especially knowing that we were going to go some other directions, but had to make some substitutions. You get the terminal in there, and you get what are legitimately, we had all these baits. Why did we have all these baits on hand?
Because we fish them every single time we go fishing.
These are all my favorites. They're in my box. I have them because they're legit, and I like fishing them. So that is our best of the best. Let us know. Hit us with the vote.
Who did better?
Did Monster Bass do better? Did you guys do better? Did we do better? And how would you spend $40 if you had it? Which one would you pick? And also, I would also like to know, what is your favorite bait from the Monster Bass box that you guys have gotten? Would like to know if we hit any of them. So, what do you think? Are we done? Do we have to do anything?
I think that's a wrap, baby. The best of box for April. So that's all we got for you guys. Who made the better best of box? Let us know in the comments below. We really appreciate you guys watching the video. Be sure to smash that like, ring that notification bell, maybe subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.
Later.
Bye.